Hey everyone, and welcome to this Marvel Snap guide on what the collection system is and how the pool system works. And in this guide, I'm going to be explaining exactly what card pools are to kind of get rid of one of the most mysterious things in Marvel Snap. Like, I've been making Marvel Snap content for several months. I've been in the beta for a very long time, and now that we're at full launch, a lot of new players are coming in and they have no idea how the collection pool system works, which makes perfect sense because, quite frankly, it's not explained anywhere. And if I don't tell you, there's a good chance no one will, and no one will ever explain this to you. So give me just a few minutes of your time. This is a fast video, I promise, compared to most of mine. And we're going to talk about how these collection pools work, okay? So basically, everyone starts at collection pool 1. The way it works is that, you have your starter deck, and as you can see on the graphic here that was made by Snap News, the graphic essentially illustrates what collection pool 1 is. And basically, for the first little while, you have these guaranteed cards, and as you move up your collection level, you're guaranteed to unlock cards, which is great. And as you move up, basically between collection level 0 and 214, you are guaranteed to unlock one of these cards in random order. Essentially, the way it works is, your first card unlock, it could be Elektra. The second one could be Hawkeye. Like, it's completely random, and your collection track's going to be different than mine. It'll be different than every single person who's watching this video. And that's why when I make a Pool 1 beginner's list, like I've been doing on my guides, right, I include cards just from this pool. And if you're brand new to the game, you might not have those cards. But when you get to collection level 214, you are guaranteed to have each one of these cards, because the way it works is you unlock a random card from 0 to level 214, and every time you do, it draws from this pool. At 214, it picks the last card from this pool and it moves on to pool number 2. So essentially, yes, when I talk about a pool 1 deck, I'm talking about a deck that consists of just these cards. And the way it works is that as you kind of progress through your collection level, you unlock these cards completely randomly, but when you hit 214, you will have every single one of these, and that's the guarantee. The order by which you unlock them is not guaranteed, but at 214, you are guaranteed to have each of these. Thankfully, collection pool 2 is much smaller. So therefore, basically between collection level 222 and 450, you're going to be getting these cards. Now, they actually space out the rewards a little further apart. Like, you'll notice that, this represents about 200 something levels of collection leveling, and you don't unlock as many cards because before you had these guaranteed cards, etc., right? But basically, a smaller pool of cards you're guaranteed to unlock, and there's some big hitters here, right? Like, this is where you get the Sunspot and Infinite decks, which I did feature kind of beginners guides for, and these are very good decks. And you got amazing tech cards in here too, right? Like, you have Shang-Chi, you have Jubilee, you have Okoye. Like, there are fantastic cards in this list, and it's just a matter of getting to pool 2, right? You just keep playing, keep upgrading your cards, and eventually, once you hit 450, you're guaranteed to have each one of these cards. Now, when we talk about pool 3, things are going to change. I don't want to scare you away because I really do love Marvel Snap, but I gotta be honest with you. Pool 3 is a grind, because what they do is you get rid of the guaranteed cards from, Pool 1, and then they say, all right, well, now you're going to get these collector's reserves. Isn't that fun? You can get variants in them. That's cool. You can get avatars in them. Less cool. You can get boosters in them. Big sad. But you can get cards. But it's a 25% chance to get a card. Okay. So 25% chance to get a card. And look how many cards there are. There are tons of cards, right? And so basically, from level 462 all the way up to, it is impossible to say because of the random nature of the collector's reserves. One thing I will tell you though is that a lot of people are finishing their collection levels at over 3,000 collection level. Their collections are complete for pool 3 at around 3,200-ish range. Like, it varies obviously based on your luck, but as you can see, this is a huge pool of cards, and once you hit 462 collection level, you're guaranteed to only pull from these pool of cards. And there's some major cards here that are major build-arounds. And, I know it can be frustrating to some extent, but there is a lot of merit to this collection system because it really prevents like the outright straight-up net decking. It allows you to play multiple types of, multiple types of decks, and you can always play against opponents, understanding that they don't have a perfect deck, just like you don't have a perfect deck. So, you have to be creative with your substitutions. You have to kind of think on your toes, and you can never fully predict what the other player is going to play because they don't have a complete set, right? So, and neither do you, and it's completely random. So there is some benefit to it. I know it can be frustrating for you guys. One thing worth noting as well is that the development team is planning on releasing like a token system so that you can kind of redeem tokens to essentially craft individual cards, kind of like the way Hearthstone Dust worked, for instance. They haven't rolled it out yet as of the recording of the video near launch, but the plan is to have a token-based system where you can identify which cards you want, use those tokens to basically unlock the cards you want. And I mean, they're committed to this collection track system, which I think is a cool system, but they are going to give you some ability to select what you unlock. Like if you're stuck from one card from completing a major meta deck, it'll be a nice solution for you. It's not implemented yet, but it's coming from what we've been told by the dev team. But the good news is that you will unlock these things over time, free to play, and it's just a matter of sticking to it, doing your daily missions, and making sure that you get those weeklies done as well, because you get a ton of credits. And the way you get your collection pool up is simply by upgrading your cards, continuously leveling up your collection score, and before you know it, you're going to be in pool 3 unlocking some badass cards. I know though, as new players, this whole thing was really confusing because no one quite explained this to you, and I hope that this video helped. Take a look at this video, got linked below. I think it's a really good one, especially if you're new to the game. And I mean, we'll see you in more Marvel Snap videos. Like, I love this game and I can't wait to make more content. We'll see you in the next one.